Good morning, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, everywhere. There's going to be a live clip of this, or even just a live broadcast going on, like on Facebook and TikTok right now. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson, and today's title is What Scares You the Most? Is it those things that go bump in the night, or is it something that is actually, you more relevant? Those are the questions. First off, we want to say to the family of Ace Freely, uh, condolences. He did pass away Thursday. We had just seen him in August and, perform. Got his autograph and all that good stuff. I got it floating around here somewhere. I was going to have it ready for today, but apparently I have no idea where it is right at this particular moment. But it's floating around here somewhere, and I was going to show it, but I don't know where I put it. It's in a safe place somewhere. So safe I don't even know where it is right at this particular moment. But there you go. Ace Freely did pass away due to a brain bleed from a fall that apparently he took uh, sometime that week and was hospitalized for it and ended up passing away on Thursday. Um, so that's a lot of what the internet has been about here lately. So we wanted to pause for a brief moment just to talk about that. Let's see here. If I could find it, I'd show it to you, but I have no idea where it is at this particular moment. It's pretty cool. It's not of him as Ace, obviously the space Ace, but it's of him as he looked, you know, not too long before his passing. So there you go. Now, again, today's title is What Scares You the Most? Is it horror movies? Is it people? Is it animals? Is it spiders, snakes? What scares you the most? I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, let me do this. Let me do this because I will get. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. I gotta get this to where it is. Yes, that's a refrigerator in my office. There we go. Dun dun dun. All right, we are the right way now. So, welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. What scares you the most? What gives you the EBGBs, the creeps? Some people say it's Art the Clown. Dun, dun, dun. They give him the EBGBs. Dun, dun. Right there, it's its own display. Right there. And you too need this display in your house. Because not only is it an awesome display, it's a functioning throwing star on an actual saw blade. So if you don't have any weapons in the house, you wouldn't at that point in time. You got Billy the Puppet as well. We have him in two different ways. We have him as a clock and as a display, just like that right there. And we'll go ahead and show you Billy the Puppet while we wait on some folks to show up. And hopefully they show up in droves. But right there's Billy the Puppet. Sits inside that little space just like that. And it says, I want to play a game. And that's how it would look as it sits on your counter or shelf or whatever. And then again, someone breaks into your house, boom, instant weapon. You can throw this at them and turn it into your own little saw party. So there you go on that end. All right. So, what scares you the most? What gets under your skin when it comes to different things? We are in the spooky season, and you know, some people say tarot cards they're afraid of. Some people say they're afraid of Ouija boards. I have one of those sitting over here too. But and the world's tiniest tarot deck right there. So, what scares you the most? What are you afraid of? What drives you absolutely batty when it comes to different things? I'm just looking at other things that we can talk about as well. Because I've got my certificates of authenticity sitting right here for some stuff I've got hanging it. Like the Polly Peretti signed 8 by 10. They put 10 by 8, but whatever. Right there, right there. That's the certificate of authenticity for that. And then, of course, the nice one right there is for Hugh Jackman and Liev Schreiber. Right there. Gives you all the goody good stuff on that picture that's up there hanging on the wall. That little picture right there. What scares you the most? What drives you crazy? And no, not the pop song. Crazy. I just can't sleep. So what drives you crazy? What gets under your skin? What are you scared of the most? Some people would say losing their collection in a fire. You know, all the stuff that they've built up over time and a lot of money on. I'd be upset if my comic books went up in flames. That'd be a scary thing. Because sometimes you just can't get a bank vault that's big enough for comic books, especially, 3 or 4 boxes of comic books, long boxes, not the small boxes, but the long boxes, not the shorty boxes. And so if you have a home safe that is, fire resistant, nothing is fully fireproof and completely fire resistant, um, then you've got, you can lock up your collection of different things that you want to make sure does not get damaged by anything. Um, Rodents, fire, water, all that good stuff. So, what scares you the most? That is what today's topic is about. But I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions. We talk about everything from horror movies to sci-fi movies to comic books to my artwork to comic artwork. Not just mine, but other people's. Um, all kinds of good stuff here. We are a fandom page, so we do geek out about all kinds of different things from horror to comic book related items. So, what scares you the most? This is the spooky season. This is the Halloweeny time, and you know, I see a bunch of memes floating around that, if you want to scare me, I'm afraid of boobies. Those type of things. So there you go. If you're afraid of boobies, there you go. You got some boobies for you. Bum, bum, bum. From the good old Chaos Comics days. This was 1992 or 95. We looked this up just the other day. Where is it? It's on this card somewhere. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there it is. September 6th, 1995 or 1996. So, circa 1996, some Lady Death for you from Chaos Comics, right there. The Chaos Fiend Club, right there. And he does have a Coffin Club, now. Brian Paluto does. And that's pretty cool of him. And I'm glad he's doing things right this time around, just because he, you know, started not doing things absolutely correct with Chaos Comics in the end. And that's what drove them to bounce around from different spots to different spots of different comic book companies and things like that. And, finally he had to dissolve pretty much every character he owned except for Lady Death is the only rights he retained. And then he moved over to Coffin Comics. And now he's doing everything right by Kickstarter. And he does like a $15,000 campaign. And by the end of it, he's got like nearly $600,000, you know, by the time it's all said and done. So don't think a Kickstarter can't work for you out there, because it truly, truly can. And if it's done right, you too can raise that type of money. So just remember that. I'm gonna take my millions of dollars right here in Indonesian money and go out on the town. So we're rich in Indonesia right about now. $6,000 in Indonesian money. I don't even know what that translates to in American money, but And then our $2 bills. I got a lot of these. My ex mother-in-law used to give those out for Christmas every year, and so I've got a lot of those floating around. But how's everybody doing out there? What are we doing today? Me, I'll be doing artwork for a while. Then I've got the animal chores to take care of, which will be including building more on the chicken coop so we can get it ready for winter time. I know which is technically winter time now in October, even though it's still in the 80s. You know, right now it should be in about the 70s. Now, overnights right now are starting to get in the cool side, which is awesome. We can start doing the bonfires. We can start doing the fireplace, all that good stuff. So, we're looking forward to that. And what are you doing over there, you dork? Move over to TikTok where everything is much better. Uh, Hold on, I'm talking to one of my. And good morning, Roy. One of my regulars is floating around over on that side when he should be on this side. And so, you know, it's all goody good. Hopefully, he'll be over here to talk. And we are going to take this, that, and that. Hold on, I'm going through and taking care of some things here because you've got a very derogatory people saying stupid shit out there, and we don't tolerate that shit around here. So as soon as you say something as stupid as this motherfucker did, hi Casey. Sorry, I'm on a little rant. If you go back and read what this motherfucker just said, um, we don't play that shit here. You want to be derogatory, you can go open your own channel and be a motherfucker over there. Okay, how about that? He's already blocked. Unfortunately, I cannot delete the comments that he puts in there, but you know, people want to be stupid and they win stupid prizes. Okay, so there you go. But we're talking about what scares you the most. What do you fear the most? Is it the things that go bump in the night? Is it things that, is it real life things that scare you, like people, or idiots with comments? You know, yes, mankind is the worst kind of evil, scary place out there. I can agree with that because you see some of the most horrific things happen from human hands, not from Bigfoot, not from UFOs, not from cryptids, not from folklore, not from witches. You know, you see it from humankind, mankind. and not humankind from the WWE or WWF or whatever the hell they call it now. That's a different type of situation right there. He's a whole different problem of it in of himself. So, but yeah, no, mankind. I can agree with that. Casey is some of the, you know, most horrific uh, of things that could scare people on a regular basis. Yes, the old adage, stranger danger, you know, and that that is still relevant today, and I still think they teach that today, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they do talk about stranger danger still. I'm not 100% sure. I don't follow the whole school thing since I'm not in school and I don't have any kids in school, you know, at this present juncture. And I'm not like a lot of people that go hang out at schools and watch kids, you know. That's not my bag. Never will be. Never has been. I didn't even like going to the kids' classes whenever they were in school. Just not my thing. I just didn't like school, you know. And I'd rather be out here with the tarot cards. Yes, this is 3 decks of tarot cards right here, plus another deck right here. I'm about to show you number 4. 4 decks of tarot right there. From the dark side of tarot to the horror classics to the gold leaf. Let me turn that. Oh no, that is right. To the gold leaf to the tiny tarot. That's how tiny that deck is, you know, for tarot cards. But it is an actual tarot deck. It is pretty cool. Let's see what we got going on over here. I'm just trying to arrange things so that they aren't falling all over the place. But hopefully, Casey, you've got your coffee in hand and are ready to go. If not, go get your coffee and have a great day with us right here. Talking about horror, talking about shirts, talking about. I've got to add the creep to this so I can flip through it and show you guys the creep as well. Lots of new horror movies are dropping everywhere. Uh, and I'm looking forward to those just because I need new things to watch. Tubi and Movie and all these different places. I've got all kinds of stuff. One of them that a new person that I'm following on TikTok talks about horror movies. Ah, you just ate. Awesome. It's pretty early in the morning to be eating. I don't even eat before I go on my show. Um, but that's just me. I do drink my energy drinks. But welcome, Mr. Roy. Finally in the right place. But Tubi has a lot of horror movies, just like Paramount Plus has a lot of horror movies because Paramount movies and things like that. Southwest omelet. Well, that's awesome. Was it homemade or did you go out to eat it, like at a Denny's or I'm not sure what they've got up there. IHOP, just a local restaurant. But a movie called Match. I'm gonna try and check that one out. I don't know when yet, but I will check that one out. I cook best for me, my opinion. Okay, cool. So there you go. You did it. Awesome. I love that. We had stuffed bell peppers last night. Very very good stuff, and that is bugging the hell out of me. Sorry guys. I had a little spot on my phone that was like right here. Looked like I had a big zit on my nose, but that's not what it is. That's the best is to cook for yourself. We did it, like I said, we did a stuffed bell pepper last night. It was really good. Got some more that we can have tomorrow or today, but we're not going to have that today. We're actually going to have some sushi that we picked up yesterday. You know, yes, rice is great. It actually fills you up, you know, and makes you not eat as much. Even though I could stand to lose a few pounds. Anyway, it's either lose a few pounds or keep working out some more to where I have bigger muscles. You know, as I called it as a kid, muscles. And oh, we were at A to Z last night because we did some running around. We were gonna go get some ground beef at a place that has local beef, and and They were out. They were completely out of the beef. So we just left. We talked to them first, and they were like, "Now next week we're getting two more big uh, bulls in, and after that we're done for the season." And I was like, "Okay, cool." They've got the cheapest ground beef in town. And Casey says, "I love Mexican food, being from down there." Yeah, the problem with the Mexican food is that it's Tex-Mex. It's not true Mexican food. Um, that's the part I hate. I want the authenticity. I want the true authenticity. Like down in Texas, in Paris, Texas, they've got a big flea market, and there they've got two um, Hispanic eateries in this flea market, and they cook authentic Mexican food. Um, so you haven't tried it yet, but they've got like menudo and the stuff that you don't get at a regular restaurant, you know. And oh, somebody said out there because it's already been filtered. Oh, sweet, you had beef tongue last night. That's something that Roy needs to try. Roy, it's beef. Have some beef tongue or some beef brain with scrambled eggs. Those type of things. Yeah, a lot of people are turned off by it because it's the tongue, man. It's the tongue, and you know, all that good stuff. And it's just it, like we tell different people. I'm not going to pinpoint one person. Like we tell people, it's well, that's where all of your flavor is at, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like chicken and liver, or beef liver, or those type of things, liver and onions. Um, if you do a flavor combination, what the hell was that? Either I'm having a stroke or my computer is like sending me signals or something. What the hell was that? I'm a little confuzzled. Sorry, folks. Something just flashed in my face, and so I'm not the only one that saw it. So that's a good thing. So apparently, I am not having a seizure like I was thinking at for a second because it was a bright, blinding light like a flash in my face. And the only thing that could do it would be my computer screen or the little light that's on my computer telling me, "Hey, your camera's on." Because nothing happened down here; it was up here. What the hell was that? All right, so it's time for an EVP session to go on. So I've got it. Hi, Roy. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. I'm glad you're finally on the right side of things. We just had a bright flash in my face, like a camera flash going off. So I am got my EVP going, just in case we do catch something, uh, UFO wise or otherwise. Because if I do get abducted by aliens, you guys are gonna see it. you know, and I won't be crazy later on when people are like, "Well, what happened to you? What happened to your show and all that good stuff?" Well, I was abducted by aliens. Uh, you and thanks for the stuff out there. Yes, beat me up, Scotty. I do not know what that just was. And damn, I forgot to look at what time that was. So it was probably about 3 minutes ago. So that would put me at 21 to anywhere between 20 to 22 minutes on that. So I've got to write that down. Where's my marker? Oh, here's a pen. Let's see. 20 to 22 minutes. See, you document everything, and that way you can go back and look at it and see what the hell just happened. Because I do not know what that was. I seriously do not know what that was. That's a first. Um, and it could have been a glitch on my computer. I don't know, but it was just a boop, like a flash, like the camera or like the the computer just took a picture of me for whatever reason. And that is the crazy side of life with it. May the force be with you. I saw it flick. Well, I mean, if I go back and watch it, I'll see it flick too. I mean, I saw it flick in my face. So there you go. What scares you? Seriously, what besides the human race? What scares you? A lot of people, like I said, talk about um, snakes and spiders and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, you know. And yes, yes. Can you do it, Roy? Can you do it? Can you do the Mr. Spot? Live long and prosper. Yes. Can you do it with both hands? Live long and prosper. And then you touch the hands together, and you transfer your force, your energy between each other, just like Spock did with Kirk. You know, heights are my weakness and tight spaces. Okay, so claustrophobia and heights. I get that. Um, I love heights. I mean, I do get that vertigo feeling sometimes where your body gives you that reaction of that chill that goes up your body. You know, whenever I get up to super heights, I've got a tree that I got to climb. It's a pine tree. It's probably about 70 to 80 feet tall, if I had to guess. And I'm looking for some lineman spikes right now, either to buy or to borrow from some friends of mine. And we got one that's tired. I'm sorry. Get you some coffee or an energy drink, like a natural energy drink, not Monster or you know Red Bull that gives you wings apparently. But this gives you natural energy from fruits and vegetables. This is the Peach Mango by V8 Energy. It is very good. It tastes the best out of all of the V8 energies because the rest of them taste like crap and chemical. And so Mo Wolf, that's what I would suggest. Go out and get you some V8 Energy. And I am not a spokesperson for V8 Energy, even though I should be. No, it's one of the best tasting energy drinks out there. Unless you do the the natural, which is from your coffees or things like that, or just straight up caffeine in any of your sodas or pops, depending on which part of the world you're in, or your fuzzy water. I don't know what fuzzy water is. It's more like sudsy water, if you want. Like Mr. Roy has been getting back on his sody pop kick. But that's okay. I mean, there's vices for everybody. Everybody's got their vices. But yeah, no, it's amazing what scares people, out there that doesn't scare somebody else. Um, and that's what we're talking about today: is what scares you the most. What are you terrified of? What brings you fear? Wow, I only see one good thing in your statement there. Friends is okay. All right. I know it was a great show for a lot of people, and it Twilight series sucked. I'm sorry, Roy. You will never convince me otherwise. Twilight was the worst piece of trash to come out as far as vampire movies go. Even Hammer Horror from back in the 1940s and 50s and early 60s was better than the Twilight series. I'm sorry. She never should have wrote the books, which turned into the stupid movies. I'm sorry. This is the worst series ever for a vampire movie. Vampire, werewolves, whatever else they had in it. Like I said, my kids drug me to the first one, and I am friend laughing. Um, Mo Wolf is it Mo Wolf or Moo Wolf? No, it would be Mo Wolf. It's all good. We're here. This is a broadcast channel for horror movies, sci-fi movies, comic books, comic book artwork, my artwork. Hence 412 Productions, my production company. When it comes to you know stuff like this right there, Missouri Wolf. Okay, cool. This is I can't remember what he dubbed it, but this is a from God of War. This is two of the characters from God of War mashed up into one. This is a Dreki and a Wolver meshed into one. Well, John, if that's your name, awesomeness. Yeah, he got into some accident at his house and got himself a concussion, and now he's under concussion protocols. Stupidest reason in the world. He needs to go. I'm sorry. Trayvon Diggs needs to be traded out of Dallas into somewhere else. And this is a mashup between Kingdom Hearts and Blade Runner, where Blade Decker is fighting the Heartless. Yes, the Heartless from uh, Kingdom Hearts, and Sora from Kingdom Hearts is fighting the replicants from Blade Runner. So there you go. Yes, I agree. He needs to go. He has done nothing for us since he's been back from IR, and he's been on IR for the past 2.5 seasons, if you will. So he needs to go. I don't care what the fan base says. Trayvon Diggs traded out of Dallas. Let's go. Get him gone. And let's get somebody that wants to play, because I don't know what his deal is. Trade him to somebody out there that's not in the NFC, Jerry Jones. But that's just me. So now, are you saying laughing scares you? Because if that's it, you're gonna hate this show because there's a lot of laughter here. Even though we do talk about serious stuff on a regular basis, but I do want to talk about a serious subject for just a moment. We all know that Ace Frehley did pass away on Thursday. One of the great guitarists of our day. Played with Kiss in his early days, and then was kicked out of the band in the '80s, and then there was no love lost between them, between Ace Frehley and the other members of Kiss, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, because by that point in time, Ace and you know, okay, I mean that's your choice, you know, to each their own, if you will. So, but Peter Criss and Ace Frehley were out of the band at that point in time. Now Peter Criss and Ace Frehley both did come back to the band for a short bit on some albums later on and some tours. But there was no love lost between Ace Frehley and the rest of the band, you know. And like I said, I did see him in August, and I wish I could find the picture because I do have an autographed picture of him, and I wish I knew what I did with it. I don't know where I stuck it at this particular moment, or I would be showing it right now. And we want to talk about if you have feelings of putting yourself below the dirt, there are resources for you, you know, and you can hit my DMs and I will listen to you. There's phone numbers out there, the 988 line, of course, and the regular hotline number. But if you do have any thoughts of those type things, please reach out to somebody, you know. Had a friend that tried to do that just recently, and it's not cool because you put a lot of people through a lot of pain. I know it's solving your issues at the time, but you just put a lot of other people through pain, you know, and so if you are having problems or you need to reach out to somebody, please do so. There are resources for you out there. You do have friends that value your existence here. So enough about that. So some people are afraid of this entire book, not because it's freaky, but because of what's in here. You know, the monsters, the cryptids, and the beasts that are in here. You know, like I said, it covers everything from the Americas to other cultures. Darkness prevails. Americas, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia and New Zealand. That's all the places that you get to see and read about the different cryptids and folklore and beasts of the world. Right there. And a lot of people are just scared of that type of stuff because it's the unknown. The unknown scares people a lot. And don't be afraid of the unknown. Do your research, do your diligence on it all. It's just like, anybody that you're wanting to, like, any actors or actresses or anything like that, do your research on them, because you could find out some really cool stuff about them and not have to be afraid of them. Correct. That is one thing that we do fear. We fear what we can't control. And and but there's a lot of things that are in our control. You know, our own life, our own destiny. Now, do we get thrown curveballs? Of course we do. And you know, can we correct those? To a certain extent. You know, um, the body is a truly great thing out there, if you will. And if you get a sickness, it can be corrected. You know, and sometimes it's with a lot of work. And on those notes, it's like, well, did we really have to fear that? Oh, did it? I missed that. I didn't see that flicker this time. But the last time, at the 20 to 22-minute mark, pop, I saw that big flash go on. And so I'm looking. I'll be looking at that to see what's going on. It could just mean, hey, you need a new computer or something of that nature. You know. But sometimes it's just, I don't know what. It could be because we are talking about the spooky stuff, and I do have the recorder still going. It is on 14 minutes almost, and we will see what all is going on right there. Um, so it's like a bulb flash. Yeah, exactly. Like the old timey bulb flashes, or you know, when you're in the dark spaces and your camera on your phone takes a flash photography, which I did that while we were out fishing the other night in pitch black. I took some photographs to see what, if anything, would appear, some mist or anything like that, because there wasn't any mist or anything like that when we were out fishing. So if there's anything in the photograph, which I have not gone back to review yet, I'll know. I'll be like, hey, something was with us, because you are out in the middle of the woods and you do hear things moving about. We had a water moccasin come up to us while we were fishing. He was a big boy. We didn't kill him or anything like that because he wasn't bothering us. He was just looking for food. And I'd probably say he was probably about 3.5 foot long. You know, just sitting there on top of the water. Even when he even when he stopped, his body was still mostly out of the water. And then whenever he moved off, his body raised up out of the water. You know, like a hydrofoil. That takes off, meow, and they come up on the water. Yes, armadillos are loud when they forage. A lot of things are loud when they forage. Bigfoot. Um, yes, armadillos when they're digging around, rooting for grubs and roots and things like that. They uh, they are very loud. Um, you can hear them a mile away, basically. If it's a clear dark night, they will be heard. And that does scare people because, oh my gosh, what's that? What's that sound? It's probably just a critter. It's not, something that's going to jump out and grab you, like you see in the caught on cameras all the time. And it's just like, um, a lot of these caught on camera stuff. There are some decent ones that is, are very thought provoking. Well, I missed that one because I was looking at the screen, but I didn't see that one out there. And my phone is fully charged. I don't know what that is. You guys are seeing it a lot more than I am. Then, if you're still seeing the flash, because I only saw it that one time, and unless it's just a glitch going on in the program of TikTok or something, right now, because I'm not seeing a flash like I did that one particular moment. Whenever it made me go, "What the fuck was that?" You know, all that good stuff. Um, so all of the not a glitch, a flicker. Okay, so I will continue to watch myself, as Ariel says. Oh, very boring. I don't think Ariel is the one that actually said it. I think it was the seagull that actually said it about the staring, people staring at each other. Ah, very boring. And so yeah, now I'll keep watching because a Boris Karloff type stare. Um, I've been watching a bunch of Boris Karloff stuff here lately too. I can't remember what the one I just watched, but I'm watching Frankenstein right now. Not right now, because right now it's on the time screen over there. But Frankenstein, I'm watching right now while I do artwork. And I watched one that had three tales of terror in it. Boris Karloff was your host. He was in a couple of them as well. He might have been in all three, but there was it was pretty cool. I liked it. And so, yo, bro, did I hear you say go South Carolina? What, for beating your hogs? Yes, 100%. Because the hogs are going to lose today. 100% guaranteed. On that note, um, I know your favorite team is Oklahoma Sooners. It's all good. Uh, but Bill Belichick doesn't stand a chance. Uh, is that no? That he's North Carolina, isn't he? He's got a losing record, uh, which is pretty funny because they hired him under all that money, and he sucks. And Roy wanted him in Dallas. You know, there you go. I know Roy is a awesome fan of Oklahoma Sooners. He even has it in his house. He's got a ton of OU Sooner merchandise and memorabilia. His door is painted in the OU colors with a big OU on it. So he's the biggest OU supporter you will ever meet in your life. So that's awesome. I'm glad he's finally come out and admitted it. And, he's in denial, right now. So he wants people to think that he still follows that stupid rotisserie pig uh, that gets cooked on a weekly basis. Um, so there you go, Roy. Welcome to the club. My team is the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's go. I get you. I hear you, brother. It's 100%. I mean, you're typing it right there that you're an Oklahoma Sooners fan. It's okay. Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner. Yes, there you go, Roy. Good job, Roy. And you get to follow the Sooner Schooner. There you go. Yes. Yes, Roy, we know Oklahoma Sooners is your favorite team. Just like the Oklahoma City Thunder, the 2025 NBA champions is your favorite basketball team out there. And the Texas Rangers is your baseball team. So there you go. We totally understand that you like to live in denial. And yeah, Oklahoma State has fallen off the map, you know. And they did fire Gundy finally after what 18, 20 seasons, something like that. And my team is the Thunder and the Rangers. Got it. We understand, Roy. Got it. We're on the same page, you know. Roy, you're a riot. You're a riot, man. All right, we're 22 minutes into this recording over here. Hopefully, we've got some good stuff. Hopefully, we've got something. Because I'm not seeing that flicker like you are, Casey. So I'm not sure what's going on. Um, I can't say that it is. Yes, there is freedom and acceptance. Um, And some people live in denial, and not the river in Egypt. Um, so he's got to come to terms with that side of himself that is in denial, and he will come around eventually and see the light of day. You know, once he gets that help he needs. But no, Roy, we love you, brother, and you know it's all good. Uh, it'll be a tough game tonight or today, whatever time it is. I don't know. Yes, you are in denial. It's all good. It's all good. It's okay. We understand. We can get you help. You know, I think your Medicare plan can get you some help. You know, get you on the right path, and just get back to eating that rotisserie pork, that Hawaiian pork. I'm getting hungry now for some pork. I think I've got some pork chops right there that came from Arkansas, the university thereof. You mean your team has already lost at 2:30? Roy, I'm going to give you a hard time over all that because we know you love Oklahoma Sooners, and that's your only team out there. Yes, we play at 11:45 a.m. We got the early game, and well, a mid early game because most games started at 11. So, yes, we knew what you meant there, Roy. That you got platypus on your brain. You got the platypus, which is a strange little creation. How a beaver and a duck made it, I don't know, to create a platypus, but they did somehow out there, and just like the spoonbill out there, a good old spoonbill catfish. The hogs are rotisserie pigs. Yes, I get that. I'm glad you're coming to terms with that. Nice little barbecue at a Hawaiian luau right there, and no, that's about all they're good for. It's about all a hog is good for is rotisserie or a luau. So I mean, we have two hogs, and they're all they do is just eat and eat and eat. That's all they're good for. Besides being eaten themselves, they're not getting eaten because there are pets on the farm here, and so or disposable. That's awesome, John. That's awesome that you're a technician on software and security. 3 years with Dell technicians. That's awesome. Me, I've been self-employed for the past 3 years and living life to the fullest. Not punching the time clock. And you know, it is it's an awesome time to be alive. For so many years, I worked for other people, punching time clocks and doing what they wanted and making them millions of dollars. But now, I wish I was making millions of dollars, but I'm not. But I am making a lot more now than I was when I was working for the company I was working for. It's a hellhole, the company I was working for. So don't ever work for them. And Roy can attest to that too. Don't ever work for them. They will suck your soul dry. The thing I'm confused about with this book, only one thing, is why this werewolf has a loincloth on. I just now noticed that as I was looking at it. It's like, why does a werewolf have a loincloth on? Right there. You can see his loincloth right there. It's not his private parts, that's his loincloth. It makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what goes through an artist's head whenever they're doing stuff up for somebody. And yes, I am better off now, just like you're better off now, not working for that same company. that hellhole of a company. And it's Walmart is the hellhole of a company. So don't ever work with Walmart if you can avoid it. If you do want to work for Walmart, I guess the best thing I can say is become a team lead or a coach, uh, because otherwise you're treated like trash and you don't get paid well. But if you become a team leader or a coach, you can make some great money. So there are some perks to it if you are in those situations. So otherwise, avoid Walmart like the plague unless you're just shopping there. So there you go. Just some words of wisdom from someone that's worked at Walmart. But yes, so what scares you? What scares you? That's today's topic here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. Um, a lot of people talk about how much horror movies scare them. I haven't found one yet that scares me. Now, when I was a kid, I was scared of certain horror movies because apparently when we went to watch Jaws at the drive-in, I guess my parents or my mother said that it scared me so much that I hid under the dashboard of the or in the floorboard of the car. I do not remember that personally, so I cannot attest to that one way or the other. That's one part of my memory that I do not have. A lot of my childhood is blocked out, if you will. Let's just say I didn't have the greatest of childhoods when it came down to it, but they tried. Let's just put it that way. They tried. So I mean, I know it was a loving home and all that stuff, but it also boils down to we were of the generation, and Roy and Casey can attest to this, that we raised ourselves for the most part. We did things for ourselves that most kids today are waiting hand and foot for mommy and dad to do for them, like cook their meals or wipe their butts or you know get off the video games and go outside and play or those type things. We're of that generation where we were outside pretty much 24/7, except when we were in school, and we didn't come home until the street lights were on. And like we've talked about before, we didn't have that fear of someone trying to take off with us back then, because number one, you had to catch me first, uh, and number two, we didn't have the creepy vans rolling around the neighborhoods, like they do now. And it's just like we were out there on our own. Now we had one or two friends with us sometimes, but a lot of times we were out just enjoying life, riding bikes, running through the woods, uh, whatever. We were hardly ever home. We were always outside doing something, and so there wasn't a lot of fear for us. We were that generation of not giving a fuck, if you will, and we're still that generation. And a lot of people want to push those buttons or try to push those buttons, you know. And John, I'm sorry, Missouri Wolf. I'm sorry that you're crying. And that brings us to a song out there called "Crying." So, but welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, and we're talking about what scares you the most. What are you afraid of? Being here almost Halloween. Today is what, the 18th? So we are exactly 2 weeks away from Halloween. And you're going to hear about a lot of ritualistic things happening on the 31st. Well, it'll be the 30th into the 31st because you want that witching hour of morning of the 31st from midnight on. and so you know, with that, if you're a dude or a female, just be careful of somebody really attractive coming up to you because it is sacrifice season, and you know, the witches are running amok right now during this time of the month. So just be mindful of that. You know, you might not make it out of the woods. And if you've watched any witchcraft movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just because, you've got it is that time of the season, and the old song, must be the season of the witch. And then there is, there's a bunch of them that have witch stuff in them. So just be mindful that it is that time of year. So I'm staying in bed on Halloween. So you're not going to be tempted by some witch out there and drug into the woods. That's a good thing, Casey. Uh, well, the thing is, the neighborhood I moved into, which is technically in the country, we don't have trick or treaters, so I don't have to do all that stuff. Um, and so I mean, I trick or treating has changed over the years. People do their mall walks at the mall, and different stores and businesses do trick or treating and let kids trick or treat inside the store. You know, and so basically anymore, you don't even the kids don't even go to trick or treating, or don't go to different houses that people don't know. Trunk or treats at churches, yes. Um, and it's like that takes the joy out of everything. Yes, back in the day, you used to hear about the razor blades and the needles and all that stuff. Something could be tampered with and yada yada yada. But in reality, how many of those did you actually see on a regular basis? Those were a lot of them were folklore, but it's based on truth. You know. Now you, Roy, um, your neighborhood where you are is going to be having a lot of kids, out trick or treating. So you better get that candy ready. You know, since your porch light still isn't working, is it? That's what we needed. We needed light bulbs. We were trying to figure out what the hell we needed for you the other day, and it's sanitized now. I don't ever get sick other than eating too much and get the spins. I didn't ever get sick. Yeah, I never got sick eating all that candy, you know. And you knew the houses to go to that had the full size candy bar, and not just the crap stuff. The teeny tiny pieces of candy. And like we talked about, I'm going to be Grinch of Halloween. Oh, so you're going to dress up as the Grinch? That'll be cute. Um, yeah, I just don't understand. You get this little bitty tiny piece of candy, like we talked about. You know, you're getting basically that much candy now, bum bum bum, to hand out to kids. And it's just like, well, what good is that? I mean, yeah, I can eat a whole bag of that and not get sick. Back in the day, you used to get full size bars and things of that nature, and sometimes even the bigger stuff. Well, of course, it was much more affordable back then. Instead of $30 for a bag of candy that's got 250 pieces in it, you know, and like a dinner mint, yeah, pretty much, or the mints they put on your pillows, the Andes mints, you know, at the hotels. Um, or if you've got the good host of an Airbnb, they'll put them on there too. Um, but yeah, no, it's crazy that you know, like I was talking about the folklore of the razor blades and the needles and the glass and all that stuff put into candies. We never found any of that type of stuff. We used to go through all that stuff, and well, it's an early time to be drinking, but to each their own. I've got alcohol in my fridge too, so I mean, you could be drinking coffee or water, for all I know, or fruit juice instead of the alcohol. I'm not judging. Um, I mean, as long as you're not drinking clear Elmer's Blue that looks like, you know, moonshine or Everclear. Dun, Don't drink this, like many kids did in school. The pasty. Um, eat your boogers like everybody else. So many kids did that. So many kids still do that. So many adults do that too. It's gross. Anyway, um, that we never found. I mean, we went through all of our candy and stuff like that. Even the fruits and vegetables, or not vegetables, but the fruits that we got, like apples and oranges and things like that. Because some people were health conscious still back then and didn't believe in giving sweets to kids. And so you ended up with the apples and the oranges and stuff like that. And we never found anything weird in any of ours, you know, not even a bug. I was kind of surprised. You always wanted to chomp into a worm or something like that. Oh, look, there's some maggots in it. Yay. And, but no, we never found anything strange in any of our, you know, candy concoctions. And we would go through, we would sort it all out. If it was open already, that's the ones we would look at the most. We would look at the packaging and and look through it all and make sure that there wasn't anything sticking out of it. We would break open bars, you know, because back then you used to get, you know, not not always the full size bar, but the snack bars used to be about this big. Now they're about this big. You know, they've taken off about 2 inches of those snack bars, and the snack size or the fun size as they call them. But it we never found any of the stuff that everybody kept finding or saying they found in their candy, but never had the proof at the time. You know, because you would always have the mock picture on the news or in the newspaper with the razor blade sticking out of the apple or out of the piece of candy or a piece of glass or a needle or you know whatever it was that they said that they were finding, that people said that they were finding in their stuff. But we never had that problem, you know. And we would go through a whole neighborhood, you know, even of the people's that houses that, you know, questionable at best because you knew of reputation of them. Um, but we never ended up with anything weird, you know, in our candies as a kid, as many people, like I said, have described that they have found in their candy, even in present day. And so it just leads me to believe, you know, it's more folklore than it is reality. Um, but again, all of that stuff can be true just because people are the monsters that we've already talked about. You know, that's what scares people the most is humanity, humankind, um, and not the mankind from the WWE universe. So, you know, it, and witchcraft scares people. Bigfoot scares people. You know, um, cars scare people. You know, but yet they still drive them. But yeah, no, lots of things scare different people for different reasons. So, you know, yeah, I'm sitting at 1,000 likes right now, which is low to our normal. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. We're getting the likes going on. Yo, chat and Monty, have an awesome day. You mean Casey there, Roy? His name's Casey, Roy. It's not Chat. And it's not Chet either. It's not counting, sir. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe that's that flicker we're seeing. This the counter not working. It's all good, man. We're still up there. Um, you know, we're showing we're a popular live right now, so that's all good. What? It's still early, dude. You don't even go to you're gonna go you're gonna get off of here and you're gonna lay down or try to lay down and it's not gonna take and then you're gonna jump back on and we'll see you again because it's still bright and early. It's not noon yet for you to start taking your nap and to get ready for the day. And so, you know, but you do you, Roy. You go have a great time out there in the world of sitting in your recliner or laying on your futon or laying on your dinner table or, whatever you're going to go do. Or even your coffee table, to take your nap. Uh, but, uh, but you go have a great time, Mr. Roy Joe Twinkle Toes Sparkle Butt Twilight Lover Bradley Jr. You have a great time out there. So, but yeah, no, it is just crazy the folklore and urban legends that you hear when it comes to Halloween time, and at any point in time, really. And like I said, when we were growing up, you heard all about the razor blade and candies, the glass and the needles, and different things that people would stick into candies. But we never found it ourselves, like I said. Uh, and like I said, we would get huge bags of candy back in the day. Um, take a Walmart bag, a typical size Walmart bag, and that sucker would be full. But we didn't have those. We had the of course the Halloween buckets as a kid, and that they still make today. That typical pumpkin head and all that stuff, and and it seems to be working now, Mister Casey. So much appreciated on the likes that you are graciously giving to the show, and so we never had those urban legends or folklores that you hear about on a regular basis. Um, Even like I said, even today, you hear about it today, and you're like, well, where's that happening? Which part of the world is that happening in? Because I am not seeing it. I haven't seen it. I have not witnessed it firsthand. You know, and it's just like, so where are those coming from? Where is that urban legend coming from? Is it something that a parent started, because they wanted the attention? All those good things. And of course, John, we can be friends here. Can't we all just get along? Yes, we can all get along. As long as we, you know, are cordial and polite to each other. Now, Roy and I have a different relationship as friends go. We kid each other on a regular basis. Now, Mr. Casey here, great friend here as well that we've met along this journey, needs to drop his music album uh, at any point in time. Would be great. He does some great stuff. Probably start using some of his music as my background music on the show. Who knows? Or have it playing in the background so you guys can listen along as well. So, not to freak you out, Casey, but you're that good, dude. You need to you really need to record an album, you and do like a lot of people do, uh, pitch it on Spotify, or or out there on Facebook, or even your own channel on TikTok, you know. And just like me, everybody tells me, "Hey, you need to put your shirts out there." You know, well, how many bands out there are cover bands, and they still do it? So do it, man. Just do it, do it, do it. And you know, you you have a talent, when it comes down to it. So just make it happen, man. It's like so many. It's just like us artists. We can be called cover artists as well, covering already done creations: Wolverine, Hulk, Doctor Strange, the Joker, Hellraiser, David, all those different characters out there that have already been created. But like me, I've got my own characters in the works that I'm working on as well. But I'm working on other people's projects right now, which has pushed mine to the back burner for a little bit, you know, and which is fine. because I'm still in the writing process of it all, and it's like on that note, I'm not a writer, okay, and so that's the most difficult portion for me is to write the whole thing. Now I could do what a lot of people do and get Chat GPT or some AI program to write the whole comic book for me in my format, but I'm not going to do that. It's just like I don't even let AI handle any emails that go out for me. I do all my email writing, you and so many people rely on AI now in today's society that you know it's becoming a little bit ridiculous. Every other TikTok you see is an AI video. Everything, a lot of reels you're starting to see on Facebook are AI generated, and every ad that you see. And once I go start perusing um, either one of those platforms after the show, it's going to show me AI shit on a regular basis because why? I just talked about AI. So Chat GPT is going to show up. Different programs for AI, creating videos out of your AI images. All that stuff's going to pop up, and it's just like I could really care less about your AI. You know, I only like I said, I don't even have it turned on my phone. That's how much I don't like AI. And I like we talked about before. I know there is a good reason for it, especially in the medical field, if it can detect cancer at an early age, at an early onset, or some other disease at an early onset. I'm all for that, you know. But when it comes to stealing artwork from other people, when it creates a new piece of artwork, like we've talked about before, where I've got 100% positive proof that this person created this, and then someone came in and did the AI thing and it stole his piece of artwork and turned it into an AI piece, you know. And that's when, and he's a professional comic book artist, and he was like, "Well, I guess I made it because now my piece is being ripped off by someone creating it in AI," you know, and he had the side by side pieces on his page. I wish I could remember which artist it was right off the top of my head, but um, and he did a phenomenal job, and the AI was trash that was created, um, but it's just like that's all AI does. It steals from other artists out there, and that's why I think it's California that just imposed some bill or law or something like that if your publication is caught using AI, you're going to be fined for it, and that's movies, so on and so forth. Um, so I think that's where it's at. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was California. You know, the radical spot out there. That one more earthquake, and it's going to be an island of itself. So good stuff. Good stuff, I tell you. I'm surprised that lasted me the whole hour plus. To be honest. Oh, it's giving me wings. Just kidding. It doesn't do that type of stuff to me. It's natural energy. It ain't that super duper sugary caffeine stuff that hypes you up and makes you run and bounce off the walls like a little kid on a whole bunch of candy from Halloween and all that good stuff. And but no, it's good. I like it. The flavor is phenomenal, 100%. Like I said, any of the other ones that V8 Energy has are trash because they taste like chemical substance, 100%, and it's just gross. It tastes gross in and of itself. But there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And we got to learn a little bit of fears that come into people's minds of what they fear the most. And if you do have some fears, think on it and add it to the broadcast later, because, or add it to the story, or uh, the the little video clip, the minute clip that's going to be dropped later on this morning, because it will be dropped. And we always do that. We drop this stuff on there, and so that people can like or comment or whatever they need to do with it. And because we're generous like that. But I got to go back and watch this at the 20 to 22-minute mark to see what that flash was about. Um, and and so, we that's what we do. We try to debunk things. Because Casey, have you seen that anymore since the last time you said you saw it flicker? Because again, the only time I saw it was that one time that made me react 100%. And after that, I didn't see it again. You know, and so I don't know if you have seen it since that one more time after that last comment. Okay, so you saw it one more time after that. So I'll go back and try and watch all those different segments thereafter. Um, but I'll definitely try to find, because I definitely saw it on that 20 to 22-minute mark, somewhere in that range. And so that I will look for 100% on that note. Just trying to figure out what it is, because I had no clue what that was. It was just a boom. Somebody just took my picture. You know, but I have had a lot of people try to hack my stuff here lately for whatever reason. I keep getting notifications. I didn't get any today, but I've been getting notifications that someone's tried to hack my Facebook. Someone's tried to hack my Amazon account. Someone's tried to hack. Um, can't say YouTube because I haven't tried to do that yet. Uh, but maybe they will now. Who knows? And so, yes, 7.3 is what I've got on my end. You're showing 7.4, but I'm showing 7.3. Daily ranking. I get a thumbs up. Popular live. I get to see all this cool stuff float around on my screen, where it shows, other creators are doing this, or you're doing this opposed to other creators, and things like that. And I really don't care about that. I just want to have some fun content, some good stuff out there. And, we talk about all kinds of different things here, from horror movies to, like I said, sci-fi movies, to comic books, to comic book artwork, to my artwork, to 3D printing, to folklore, to cryptids, to beast of the world, and humankind being the beast, and action figures, of course, as well. So, we just try to have some fun around here, because the world is too serious as it is anyway. And, that's why we don't talk about certain topics here. Politics is one, and religion is the other. Because as soon as you start talking about those, people start losing their damn minds over those situations. So those are the two things that we do not talk about. We do not step foot into those realms. There's a lot of other creators that do, and kudos to them, because I know they get a lot of backlash and anger sent their way during their broadcast, and they handle it very well. Just like when people try to disrupt this show, we handle it as best as possible. We'll let people say their piece, but once you start flying off the rails, you're going to get blocked. Doesn't matter, you know. Just like early on in this broadcast, um, which they got reported because they were a fucking idiot, and all they're doing is trying to spread hate and discontent in the world, you know. So there you go. And they got blocked for it, and we moved along. So I wish you could remove their comments from the comment section, but you can't, unfortunately. Um, you're supposed to be able to hold it down, and it's supposed to be able to delete the comment, but it doesn't work that way. Not in a live recording, I guess. So, But it is what it is on that. So don't forget to like, share, and follow if you would. And that would be a lot for us here on our small little broadcast channel. And where we talk about all kinds of cool fandom stuff, from my artwork to horror movies to sci-fi movies, like we've already talked about. And I appreciate the shares and I appreciate the likes out there. That is, a great thing. Um, so we're about to kill this live just because it's that time. I got to go take care of animals. I do live on a homestead as well as do artwork on a regular basis. And, so we've got animal chores to take care of bright and early for certain animals, especially the indoor animals, uh, which is just becoming the dogs and the cats right now, and the guinea pigs that we're uh, babysitting for the most part until they can find a home with the little rehab, the little KD. Uh, what are they? They're animal rescue is what they are, and we help them out. Uh, and so we're housing a couple of guinea pigs right now. One just got adopted. They picked him up last night, and so we've got two more that we're housing right now. That we're hoping that they get a home soon, so that we can get this monstrosity of a enclosure that I actually built for a possum at one point in time out of the front room. This thing is massive. It's huge. I could lay down in it and be comfortable. It's 7 foot long by 6 foot tall, I believe, because it's got a climbing end on it, and then it's got a spot that opens with a lid. It's all, wire caged in wood, so it's pretty heavy. But that's what we do here. We do artwork. We do all kinds of cool artwork. You can go check it out on the page. But we also, homestead as well. And we kind of animal rescue ourselves, on a regular basis. Uh, because the girlfriend is always finding something that needs rescued, all that good stuff. But you all have a great day. And as I like to say as I leave you, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.